want to ask you, Mitzi, a couple things, but one thing I want to talk to you about. I really enjoyed, a few years ago they put out the Ed Sullivan shows on DVD, and of course the ones that the Beatles were on, but I think the highlight was your performance when you were, I guess, at the Deauville Hotel in Miami back in the early 60s.
Yeah.
What a great night that was. I think Ed gave you about 20 minutes. That was almost unheard of, wasn't it?
Yeah, unheard of. Mr. Bean, my husband, and Ed were very good friends, and Ed used to say...
Jack Bean, of course, yeah, people, yeah.
Yeah, and Jack said, no, Ed, he said, knowing you, he said, you're so dumb or something like that. They were pretty close. Probably walk out in the middle of her number and say, okay, thank you very much, Mitzi. He said, if you want her, you have to give her so much time. So he said, well, okay, and at the very beginning, he said, I think Ed does say, we've tried for such a long time to get Mitzi, and now we have. Now I have to tell you a quick story about that. It's October, and I'm going to do the show in February. This is 63.
Right.
And Jack and I were in New York for some reason, a holiday or something. And Ed called and said, Jack, can Mitzi do some promos for the show? Because he and his wife were going to go away for a vacation. They didn't want to do it in January or whatever. So Jack said, sure. So we went over, and I'm all teeth and eyelashes and boobies and hair and sequins and furs.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And, 4-inch heels and so on, smiling and night outings and all of this kind of stuff. And he said, for our show, we've waited a long time, blah, blah, blah. And so then he said, and we're going to have Mitzi Gaynor as our special guest or something. And of course, yeah. And he said, and also the show will be Martin and Rossi.
Alan and Rossi, yeah, right.
Yeah, and so and so and so and so. And from Liverpool, the rock and roll band, the Beatles. Okay, cut, thanks. Thank you so much, Mitzi. Thank you. But Ed, the what? He said, the Beatles. I said, Liverpool? He said, yeah. I said, why? He said, I have a contract. That was in October.
Wow.
February, November, December, January, 4 months, the Beatles had already conquered the world. In 4 months, they went from who to wow.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And in all the promos, I get top billing over the Beatles. And it was so hot. It was so hot and steamy, you should pardon the expression, in the ballroom where we were in the convention hall, that, the water was pouring.
You can see it on the clip, yeah.
Yeah, but you can't see it on the Beatles because their hair covers up everything. And they have suits on. The next day, the Catholic Church banned me. I was lascivious or something.
Is that right?
And all I did was schwitz. But I'm so glad you liked that. I mean, it was great fun. My director was getting ready. We were going to do a dress rehearsal, and he came and he looked up on the stage and he said, "Get that woman off the stage." And I said, Bob. I said, "That's not a woman. That's one of the Beatles. That's Paul." He said, "I don't care. Get her off the stage." Oh boy!
I was, the Beatles were okay. I wasn't a little bit before my time to be a fan of theirs, but I think the highlight was your. Basically, you did most of your nightclub act, or at least a good portion of it in that show, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
No talking, just singing and dancing. And
The More I See You. That was a great song that you sang on there. I love that song.
Thank you, my God.
But, yeah.
Must have made a hit.
Yeah, but that is why I just want to ask you about that, because my uncle, again, just to bring him up again, he was on the Ed Sullivan Show a couple of times, and he always told stories how Ed would try and cut an act between dress rehearsal and showtime.
And, it's like, what is that thing in The Killer is, Harry, would you please pass me the salt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he would get right when you're going to do the punchline, say, "Thank you very much." Or your big notes, trying to make that last note, and he gets, "Okay, thank you." He just, but boy, oh boy, I wish there was some of that now. So
I was going to say, variety television, and you brought that back with your great specials, but unfortunately there's no variety television anymore,
No, but there is Dancing with the Stars and the dance shows, which is helpful.
That's true. Yeah, that helps a little bit, I guess.
And the Idol, but it's totally different kind of show business. I mean, I don't think there's... First of all, I don't think the comics are as funny as they used to be because they're all four-letter words,
That's true, yeah.
And, not that I'm against four-letter words, because being in the business of show, as I say, that's the first thing you learn is four-letter words in Jewish mostly. So a lot of people don't know what you're talking about. But I just I don't know. It's different, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I kind of bridge that gap a little bit. I'm kind of a historian of that broadcasting. I like looking at the old shows like Milton Berle and going back and watching those tapes, and they were really funny. I mean, and they were clean. You didn't have to cringe.
Yeah. And you could tell the joke.
Yeah.
You couldn't say, "Excuse me, I want to use some bad words." Yeah, you could tell the joke that was told or the situation and so on. But I don't know. Evolution we're evolving constantly, aren't we?
I guess we are.
Yeah, we're going backwards. I don't think we're going forwards too much because, a lot of the dancing is so primitive when you think of it.
Some are a little too suggestive now, don't you think? I mean, I'm not a prude, but it gets a little out of hand, doesn't it?
Well, it gets out of hand, especially when the girls don't wear any clothes.
That's what I mean. Nothing wrong with that elsewhere, but I mean, that's not really a dancing to me. But I don't know.
Well, I always think that people like Britney Spears, just a bra and what is it, pasties and a flash.
I guess.
I mean, and then all the little girls want to be like that and walk around sometimes with, everything. I don't know. I'm not a prude either, but I don't know. I hope I'm not sounding like some old.
No, the class is gone. I think, or going away. Maybe not always gone, but
I think that's the word.
Yeah.
Yes.